Mechanisms are the heart of every board game.
So which ones are the best ones? We're gonna rank them from S tier to F tier. Hopefully none of those land in F tier.
In each of these categories, the maximum has to be 5 games, so some could push out others. Let's find out which ones are the best mechanisms, so you know which games to try. Let's start out strong with deck, bag, and pool building, all in one mechanism.
You will have either a deck or a bag, and you will have either cards or tokens you place in there, pull out and use them. And you will get better ones to put in your deck or your bag as you play.
We usually start with a tiny little deck and then add cards to that deck and get better and better. And hopefully also maybe throw some cards out.
Yeah.
So this one,
you know,
easily goes to an
It is easily, I think, if not the, it's definitely top 5, top 3, top 2. It's the favorite. It's my favorite.
Because this mechanism really makes you feel good whatever you do. You play new cards, it's epic. You play new cards, it's epic. You get new tokens, it's epic. So if you want to get into this, we recommend Star Wars the deck building game, which is a very simple and fun game where you fight each other by building decks. And whoever gets his deck to the optimal level, the quickest, is gonna win, destroy the opponent's bases.
And it's a fairly cheap and quick game to play, so if you want to just try it, it's a good to jump on.
So the next category is a memory game. This one's kind of obvious. Memory games is something where you get some information that you need to remember to either get points or just beat other people.
At my age, every game's a memory game. Trying to remember the rules, trying to remember what I'm playing.
A good memory game, for example, is Trio. There are hidden cards everywhere in players' hands and on the table. On your turn, you can turn around these cards. And then you can try to find 3 of the same. That's it, super simple.
Yeah. It's actually the best memory game I think I've played. Do you like memory games?
No, not really. Yeah, there's rare ones, so... D, E? D for now.
Yeah. Cause it's dumb.
Cause we're dumb, you mean?
What did I say?
Let's move on to the next one, which is deck construction.
That's like when you build it before you play?
Exactly.
Got it. So like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and then all the good ones after that.
Which means before you start playing the game, you get tons of cards and you use those cards to build your own unique deck. One of the best examples is Arkham Horror, where you will play character and you will build his unique deck and you can upgrade this deck between scenarios and so on. So it's pretty fun.
I used to love this mechanism way more than like 20 years ago. Now I'm like, just give me a ready deck and I'll play. Right now it'd be C for me, but maybe more.
I'd say B tier.
Because you still play Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah, I love Lord of the Rings game that uses this deck construction. Pretty cool. I think this one is a cornerstone of the hobby.
All right.
Dice rolling. Dice rolling means you will have a bunch of dice that will then determine some things. For example, actions available, damage that you do.
It's great. Who doesn't love to chuck dice, right? But essentially it is just taking a bunch of dice and rolling it and see what happens.
One of the best implementations that I can think of it is actually arcs. Because when you attack someone in that game, you actually choose which dice you want to roll. Some of those will do bigger damage, but it's more rarely that you will hit with those. And then the other way around, you can make sure you will hit, but do little damage. And I love that it gives you a lot of choice. Which tier would you go?
I'd go A. I'd even go
B.
S. You don't like rolling dice?
It's fine. I mean, it's pretty good, dice? But I wouldn't say that it ever like defines a board game for me. You're fine with that?
No, I would put it in A. Or S, actually.
Let's do it in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Next mechanism is push your luck. Self-explanatory, right?
Yeah.
You will have to do some sort of action that you can continue doing unless you bust. One of the best examples of this is Quacks.
Quacks is a game where you're pulling out chits out of your bag and you can stop anytime you want, but the more chits you pull, the more points and money you will have to buy more chits, which is great, right?
Yeah.
But if you pull out too many of the wrong ones, you...
So,
B. Let's put it B. Because I think there are some good ones coming out. I need to leave space for those.
So next one is multi-use cards. All right, this means that you will have cards in your hand or wherever which you can use in different kind of ways. For example, for action points. For example, for events. One of the recent examples is SETI game, where you have cards that you can then use to upgrade certain actions or just throw it out for a resource. This kind of associates for me with a lot of war games. So.
Oh yes, thank you. I'm happy now.
Right, next one is programming. And programming games are games where you choose actions or play out cards, but they will only trigger after a while in certain like sequence.
But you're not the only one programming your actions. Everyone else does that at the same time as well, and so you're resolving them one by one, and you thought, I'll go here and then do this, but somebody pushes you out of the way and all your plan is to bits.
One of the examples is called Express, where you are bandits trying to get some loot from a train, and then you program your cards where you will move and then shoot. So I go here, shoot you, but once I get to shooting part, you're already behind me and shooting me. So it's pretty fun, I like it. Where would you go?
C?
C?
C, yeah.
See, it's in a C tier. So the next mechanism is trick taking.
Trick taking is I play a card of a certain color.
And the rest of the players need to follow that suit, that color. Usually they want to play out higher cards because that will mean that they will pick up all the cards, aka trick. Really good twist on it is a cooperative game called The Crew, which basically uses this mechanism as a cooperative game, and it's fun, bloody-tastic. But I'd say B?
Yeah, B is good.
And let's move that.
Yes!
Up. Let's move on to set collection.
Set collection, that's a game everyone's played, I think, once.
Yeah, probably. You will try to collect cards or other elements of the game to create sets.
For example, 3 green or 3 threes or 3 witches. For example, Ticket to Ride is a good example where you're collecting certain number of certain colored cards to play them to put your trains on the map.
It's a D tier, it's a solid.
Yeah.
E tier? C?
No, it's D. I mean, how many you think you're gonna put in F today?
1. Next one is gonna be an interesting one. Player Elimination. Which means that during the game, some players will just be out of the game, right?
Yeah, or for the round. It can be both. For example, the Love Letter, where you're just eliminated for the round and you continue playing the game in the next round.
So this one is something that really works in very, very certain situations, mostly in like filler games.
So I put it in E or F. F maybe. I put it in F.
F tier.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the voting. There will be certain thing that all players will be interested in, and then you will vote. One of the best examples of this is King's Dilemma, which is basically built on this mechanism. It's a huge story game where you all are part of a king's court, and then you vote on different things. Like, for example, should we chop off this fella's hand because he just stole 3 grapes?
All right, so I D.
D.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Next one up is pattern building.
Polyomino games.
Mostly polynomial games like Isle of Cats, which means that you will have these tetra pieces and then you will fill out your ship and try to save as many cats as possible. These usually are spatial puzzles.
Sounds very spatial to my heart.
E?
No. Yeah, E, C.
Let's move on to deduction. Let's deduct where we're gonna rank this genre because this one involves getting some information and based on that information getting the solution.
Like one of the recent ones that we played and really enjoyed were the Search For series, Search for Planet X or Search for the Lost Species, where the app gives you all kinds of information and you know these rules, like this is always adjacent to that. So if I know where this is, I might figure out what is adjacent to it. So it's a fantastic mechanism, but also not for everyone.
So C tier?
Yeah, maybe B, maybe C.
C tier.
I keep saying like, well, this is not for everyone, this is not for everyone. So which mechanism do you think is for everyone?
This one, in some sense. At least one of these, definitely. Let's move on to the next one, which is engine building. I think the definition kind of engine building is starting with almost nothing and then building a system that keeps on giving you things.
Yeah, well, for example, a good example is Wingspan. So in Wingspan, you will have birds and you'll play those birds into an action. And when you trigger the action, it's gonna get better the more birds you have. So you're building your engine by adding and making it more powerful.
A or C, S tier.
S? That's an S for you.
That's an S for me. Let's move on to another awesome one, worker placement.
What it means is you will have literally these little workers that you place on the board and that will give you something. So for example, you send this little guy to chop wood. He chops the wood and gives it to you. You place your worker, you got your resources. Perfect game to test this out is Dune Imperium, which is a little bit of worker placement. Well, a lot of worker placement.
It's mostly worker placement and then deck building. A tier?
Or S.
A tier for now?
Okay, let's go A tier.
Let's do it. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. So let's move on to area control.
Area control usually means that you have a map with, well, areas. And you will have your little warriors or whichever. And then if you have more of those, then for example, you have I control it. And the more I control, the better.
If you want a juicy and beautiful looking one, try out the Ankh or Gods of Egypt, where you play these gods that try to stay relevant by getting the most territories, getting the most followers. It's a really fun and beautiful looking one. Alright, where would you rank this?
Where would I ank this? B, yeah, or C,
or
maybe
C?
even C, because it's usually games with area control usually are high conflict game, and not a lot of people enjoy that.
Next one is drafting games. Drafting means that you will have particular cards or resources that you will have to choose from. And usually I will take this thing, give the rest of the resources to you, then you pick something and give it further.
Perfect drafting game, which pretty much has nothing but drafting, is Seven Wonders.
Yeah.
Seven Wonders is a game where you build up a civilization by drafting cards. And the best part usually of drafting is that everyone plays at the same time. You don't have to wait. You have your cards, I have each pick one and then pass it on. Everyone's involved. I like drafting. It's either B or A, I'd say.
Oh, it's right there.
Okay. Yeah, drafting is fun.
And moving on to the next thing, events. So events means that there will be cards, usually with random events.
Draw it and well, this is what happens. Good, bad, you don't know. There are a lot of good games. I think Eldritch Horror is one of your favorites, right? That uses events as a storytelling mechanism.
In Eldritch Horror, you try to defeat the big villain, the big baddie, and the Cthulhu or some other ugly monsters. And yeah, these ugly monsters do really bad things, and the world goes to end with events. So where would you place random events?
Well, I love random events. It's S or A for me.
Okay, 8 here.
Yeah.
Next one is auction or bidding.
Auction or bidding.
This means that there will be something that we fight over for. For example,
this beautiful house in the middle. How much are you gonna bid for it?
€1,000,000.
I'll bid million euros.
One good example of this is Skyrise, where you bid on territories where you can then build. If I place a small building, you can place a bigger one and outbid me. A simple little mechanism.
C?
I'd say B.
No,
B?
let's go D.
Let's go D. Let's move on to the rapid fire round, where I'm just gonna quickly give you a few last ones. Number one, real time. Quickly.
Love it. B.
What do you
C.
mean love it? Real time means that you do everything at the same time. Best example is Project Elite.
Everyone rolls dice at the same time, you move their pieces at the same time, it's crazy, it's chaotic, it's fun.
C?
C, yeah, because it's a very tricky.
Moving on, flicking.
Oh.
You will have physical pieces and you will flick with your finger.
Like Crokinole, high school, games where you literally flick pieces around. It's great.
B?
Yeah, I love flicking games.
I love it. Okay. Hidden roll games.
So like also social deduction games that could work here.
Which means at the beginning of the game, each player gets a certain role. And these roles, in simple terms, are usually like, I'm evil, you're good.
Yeah.
And the good guys want to find out the evil guys. Not always, but lots of times. The most popular version of this now is Blood on the Clock Tower, which is a great social activity where each player have certain asymmetric roles.
It's great, I like it. B.
So B tier is full. Moving on, bribery. Bribery is a mechanism where you want some person to do a certain thing, so I can bribe you not to or do that thing. A really good example is Sheriff of Nottingham, where I want to get contraband into the city, but there is a sheriff who always checks my bag.
Does he always check?
Well, I could bribe him with a few gold coins and...
Go on. It's great, I like it. We don't have room.
Well, I'm okay with placing it in...
C.
D?
Or C.
C? C. Next one is race. You want to be the first one to achieve certain thing. For example, get to 10 victory points.
Or get to a certain spot on the board. Just literally, it's what it says. First one to the finish line. A good example is El Dorado, which is also a deck building game, where you essentially have your treasure hunter trying to get all across the board and be the first one to do that. Simple, you play cards to move, it's great.
It's quite a literal race. So where does it go?
Let's move some things around. D? Race? You don't like race?
No.
What? You love Heat.
Yeah, it's an amazing game. Bribery goes to
D.
D tier.
Yeah.
Then trick taking goes
To C. Sorry, trick taking. Not as cool as you thought you were.
all right. Then race. So next one is pattern movement.
So you build it before, and then you move it to the box and put the game away?
Pattern movement is, for example, chess, which means that there are set movements that you can do. For example, the horse can only jump forwards and then diagonally. And usually those are like spatial puzzles.
And there's only like 5 games that use this mechanism, right?
Chess, 3D chess.
3-player chess.
Where would you go?
E.
Fine. There's empty space there.
Because there's true.
An interesting one. Reroll&Lock, which means you will have dice that you will roll, and then you can choose all right, I'll keep these as 3, for example, and reroll the next one. So, King of Tokyo is a really good example where you are fighting with your friends for victory points or popularity, or just killing them. That's also an option.
It's also very specific. We don't even need to talk about it.
Next one is Hidden Movement.
Hidden Movement is a game where one player usually plays someone that you don't know where he is on the board. He periodically pops up, he's like there, and then he's gone, he's there, and you have to figure out where he is.
A really good example of this is Terror Escape, where the bad guy tries to catch the kids that ran into the house, and he doesn't know where the kids are, but they make noise, and you try to find them, and it's really thematic and cool.
It's no S tier, it's no A tier, could be B. We need to move some things down. So let's move Deck Construction down. Let's move Bribery. Sorry, Bribery. You're gonna fall to F tier if you continue this way.
All right, so Programming goes down.
Yeah, Deck Construction down.
All right.
Okay, you're okay with it?
Yeah.
Still crawling back to that B.
2 more to go. Not a lot of space.
Well, you gotta put one more in F, so you were wrong.
I think this is not going to be a problem because skip a turn, which basically means that either some players like freeze you or stop you or do other thing, which means you just skip a turn.
It's just a nudge less worse than Player Elimination. Yeah, why would you make someone not play?
Last one is narrative choices, which means that based on the story, you will have to make a very important choice. Really good example of this is the up-and-coming Evershade.
Yeah, Lands of Evershade is an amazing, essentially choose your own adventure game.
Yeah,
I like
alright,
the book,
so let's place it just in A tier, because just narrative choices that, most importantly, not only is a choice, but also will have some results because of it.
And now, you have a recipe for perfect games. So first perfect game is that has engine building, deck building, and multi-use cards.
Alright, those are all our favorite mechanisms and ranking. Let us know in the comments how would you rank them, which of these is your least favorite and which one is your favorite mechanism. If you like this video, be sure to check out where we rank games based on their complexity.
Yeah.
Bye.
Cheers!